Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel.
It's finally time!
I cannot do the crazy Mariah note, but you get the idea, right?
It's
I'm actually so excited. It's finally time to go through all of the screenshots I made along the year. I have so many screenshots of plants I would love to buy and find in the upcoming year. I have so many lists and notes, and finally it's time to make it official. I have collected like what's the, oh my gosh. Wait. I have made a decision, okay? Let's go with this. I have made a decision of 10 specific houseplants I would love to find in 2024. It feels so wrong to say it out loud. Are you the same? Because 2024 is like, oh my gosh, it sounds like from the future movies, you know? Anyway, 10 plants I would love to find. And also, before that, I wanna actually go a little bit back in time and watch the previous year's wish list and see what kind of plants I actually already own from that list, which ones were not that successful in the search, and which ones are actually right now here in front of me. I have 5 plants out of 10 from that wish list, so I feel so grateful and so cool. I feel so like, ooh, like nailed it. Anywho, yeah, this is what this video is gonna be about, if you kind of understand what the heck I was mumbling. Oh, that's kind of creepy. I just noticed my neighbor from the apartment building in front of mine has like a mannequin in his balcony, and it looks kind of odd. Anyway, let's go through the last year's wish list and let's see what plants are right now here with us and which ones are still gonna be on wanted list. Right, let's do this. Enough mumbling. Okay, first off, I had this Hoya for 3 years in a row on my wish list. And this was always the one plant that I knew I won't be able to scratch from my wish list, and it will always go to the next year's wish list. But actually, last year was extremely successful, and actually, fun fact, but at the same time, the fact that made me realize how lucky I am. All of these houseplants that I will show you, none of them I bought myself. So all of these plants from my wishlist actually are from my subscribers, from my friends. And this just, when I was going through that list, this just made me realize how insanely lucky I am to have you guys, to always find those awesome supportive comments under my videos, to always have those views in my videos. These views always make me wanna go and make more videos and just keep doing what I'm doing. And this passion project that I call a YouTube channel is actually, oh my gosh, it's just warming my heart. And this just made me realize how flippin' grateful I am. And of course, I'm gonna name all of you who supported me throughout. A lot of you supported me, right? But the ones who actually took their time, took their money and lots of effort to send me those wishlist plans, and I'm feeling weak just thinking about it because this is nuts. This is just nuts. Anyway, back to the plant. So this house plant, I thought there's no way I'm gonna be buying this anytime soon. And of course I was right, because it was never on my radar here locally, and to buy it online was extremely expensive. But then one very magical day, I actually received a message that a parcel is arriving to my home, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I found out that my beautiful fairy godmother, Gerda, actually decided to give me a little surprise and gifted me 2 very beautiful and special Hoyas. And one of those Hoyas was my #1 wishlist plant, Hoya Svetlana. So just like I mentioned, my name is Svetlana, for those who are new on my channel. And I finally have the Hoya with the very same name. Oh! Here she is. Okay, so when I got it, it was 1 leaf cutting. I still have the original leaf. This is the leaf on the very bottom. Once again, sorry for the colors and lighting. We are having a very gloomy day, so I'm working with lights. Some grow lights, some filming lights, so it's not doing the best judgment for all of those beautiness, for all of those colors and textures and stuff like that, so just bear that in mind. This is it. This is her. We actually had a lot already with this Hoya. She is a drama queen, just I am myself, and I could not judge her because once again I am the same. But she's been doing lots of stuff. We've been losing some leaves. We had, I think, kind of like a stress bus ride somewhere along that time, but also I think right now we're at that space, at that timeline when she's happy, and that makes me extremely happy because finally we are at the 4-leaf club, and judging by all of those crazy aerial roots on the stems, we're doing flipping great. So this is a Hoya that is growing on in my one of these terrariums, right? And it's loving its life. I'll try to not stick with every plant like for a long time. I mean, we're already in 7 minutes. And I only talked about one plant out of 20. Okay, let's make it quicker. Sorry. Moving on. Okay, so we have this. Oh, okay. Another plant was Velfin Sansevieria, but a variegated one. I have couple, one a small one that is growing in this pot. I also have a big one that is actually growing like a spiral, which is so cool. But I do not have the variegated yet. I had some chances to buy them, but they still are kind of expensive, and the ones that I found online were pretty much like with the very low variegation, and that's not what I'm looking for. So it's still gonna be on my future wish list, you know, I'm still on the look for it. I mean, technically in this year's wish list I tried to make like new plants, to add new plants and not just, you know, repeat myself. So it's still the plant that I want, but in the New Year's list we'll have some plants that are completely different from the last year's. Little note. Anywho, another one was actually a Tephra geometricus, and this is the coolest cacti ever. It made it to this year's list because I just want it so bad. It just needs to be mentioned so much, you know? So this is this cool cacti that looks like golf balls that are growing on another golf balls. It's just so flipping cool. And yes, I know I just said that I won't be repeating the plants from my previous ones, but this is like my top wish list cacti. I need it. So we're on the look for it. We're definitely on the look for it this year as well. I love it so much. It's like priceless. Anywho, moving on. Another one. Actually, right now when I think about it, I actually acquired it. My fiance bought it. Silly me. I'm talking about Astrophytum myriastigma. One sec. I have it. How I forgot about it. Oh my gosh. So this is an Astrophytum. Honestly, I'm not sure what kind, like the exact variety, but I am on a struggle bus with this one. It has a mealybug infestation, and I've been fighting those flippin' bastards so long, it feels like. We're still fighting because I can see more of them. Oh. Anywho, so yeah, actually I have this one. I'm so excited. I wanna grow my Astrophytum collection so much, but they're actually not that easy to find. So maybe this is why it's even more fun to look for them, because whenever I do find them, it's like a miracle, you know? So actually I do have a new Astrophytum. Ooh, I just surprised myself. And yes, for those wondering, I am in my Christmas PJs because it's almost Christmas and we're talking about things we want under the Christmas tree. So I feel it's pretty appropriate, right? Moving on. And moving on once again to my crazy houseplant godmother Gerda, because she did not nail being a flipping good friend by buying one of my #1 wishlist plants ever. She did buy another one and surprised me. I have once again a full-on video about it because it was the craziest surprise ever. I mean, she is living in New Zealand, in a completely different corner of the world, because I live in Lithuania in Eastern Europe. So completely different worlds, right? But originally she is from Latvia, which is my neighbor country. We call each other, it's like people from Latvia and Lithuania, we call each other brothers and sisters. We're that we're what is the is it the one? Oh my gosh, that's awkward. We're that close. Oh my gosh, that took a turn. Anywho, Gerda being flippin' rockstar, she managed to flip and find my favorite houseplant store here in Lithuania, in Vilnius, in the city where I live, like online. She contacted them and she managed to buy a flippin' cool houseplant to myself, which later on, that houseplant store contacted me and said, "We have a little surprise for you, Svetlana." And I was like, whoa, look at me being such a flippin' cool superstar. I mean, houseplant store wanna give me surprises, like, pfft, I flippin' did it. Right? Anyway, it wasn't surprise from a houseplant store. It turns out it was surprise from Gerda. And once again, I have a full-on video of me crying and being like the crazy plant lady in the middle of the city center with this houseplant in my hands, filming myself sobbing, as one do, right? But she did give me this beautiful Monstera type constellation that right now is in a little bit of like in an awkward stage of its life, because since I do not have much light from the outside, right, I'm working with my grow lights, and I just keep on turning this plant because it just wants to attach its leaves to the lamp, I mean to the grow light that I have, and it keeps on burning those poor leaves, which just works on my nerves so much. I mean, look at those little burn marks. This flippin' annoys the heck out of me. Look at this. I mean, this is such a beautiful plant, but it just loves to burn. I mean, we would too probably if we would attach directly to the grow light, right? But this is a flippin'... Guys, when I say that I'm such a fan of Gerda, I mean, could you blame me? I even already, like, invited her to my future home whenever I have it. I'm like that deep into the friendship, but yeah, I love this plant so much. It stands right here in my houseplant office, and I appreciate it every single day. Whenever I come here and turn on my grow lights manually, every single time I'm like, oh my gosh, you're as stunning as you were yesterday. I mean, it's such a happy plant. It's the first plant I have ever transferred to the pond, which was such a risky move. But the roots on this plant are crazy happy. They're doing flippin' amazing. It just had a shower. Of course, I need to give it a little glow up before being filmed because she's a flippin' rock star on this channel. But look at her. Oh, she's just so beautiful. Isn't she lovely? Of course she is. Of course she is. I know. And it's pregnant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yep, it's pregnant. I feel that little belly filled with leaf. Oh, it feels like not that long ago I received this beautiful leaf with those beautiful fenestrations and just gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous variegation. And we're moving on from that stage, I guess. Oh my gosh, this is just nuts. I'll be honest, I just stopped everything I was doing just to have a little photo shoot with the dude. I just love her so much. She's gotta be on like logo of this video, of course. I mean, come on, no doubts, guys. Anyway, okay, since we're talking about the plants we have from this wish list, let's move on to another cool one. And this one is actually from another friend, and this time it's from Natalia. And this is a beautiful lemon lime oranta. Oh, for some of you it might seem like such a weird plant to have on a wish list, probably because it's kind of already common, right? Here in Lithuania it became common the moment I received this cutting from New York. Isn't that funny? Sometimes life tends to have so many jokes in it. It's like, I mean, anyway, I'm just checking the list if I'm not missing anything. It actually doubled in size already, I wanna believe, and it's working on a new leaf as well. Such a beautiful plant. Cannot wait for it to be more like grown up and have more like bright colors and veins on it like the mama leaves. But this one. Oh, it's such a beautiful plant. Actually, during the winter I am struggling a bit with my morantas, but this specific one, it's like a flippin' trooper. It's doing so well and I love it so much. Also with this beautiful pot. I mean, look at this mama pot. This is a pot from another subscriber. This is from Melissa. Oh my gosh, guys, I have so many of you to thank this year. I'm getting hot just thinking about it. I mean, I feel not in... I keep on saying I do not deserve this, and I know a lot of you just start screaming at me, yes you do, because you do so much work with videos and stuff like that, but at the same time it's still so hard to accept that people want to give to stuff, you know, because I'm not used to that. I mean, during the Christmas and stuff like that, we would never receive a lot of gifts in my family, so whenever I do receive plants / other gifts and unboxings that I do on my channel, It always feels so wrong, I'll be honest. But anyway, this is a beautiful llama pot, beautiful Miranda that stands right here. So let's put her back. Moving on. Then we had a variegated ZZ, and that's when another godfather fairy of houseplants comes into the chat. So I have been mentioning this person's name for, every other video, I wanna believe, because I just love Urosh so much. And once again, Urosh, this is your time to shine. So, Urosh is probably one of those people who have the kindest heart in the whole Germany. And even though he's not from Germany, technically, he's from Slovakia, but right now he lives in Germany. The information you don't need to know, but anyway, I just want I'm just nervous. I'm just nervous to speak about things I just received. Urosh, this is the person that actually gifted me this beautiful variegated ZZ, along with like a million other awesome houseplants, let me just say, right? But was a plant from my wish list, and I cannot believe I still have it. As you can tell, it has beautiful variegation on some of the leaves. The light is flipping annoying, but trust me when I say that these are the variegated leaves. From the other side you can see as well. Ooh, you can see as well, right? It's a beautiful variegated ZZ. It actually had a root rot when I received it, so I was so worried about it, of course, right? But so far, seems so good. Nothing is happening. When I said to Urosh that it had a root rot, he said cut this plant just in case, to have more like better chance to save it. But I just do not have the heart to cut this beautiful plant. I'll be honest, I just cannot do it. So far I'm just sitting here like so, and so far so good. We'll report later on how we're doing. I don't want to stick with one plant for too long, but yeah, it's here. Oh, let me put it back. It actually stands right next to the grow light, so it can be a happy plant. We have two more plants left. Hoya callistophila. This is the plant I'm talking about. I love Hoya callistophila. I love those veins on it. It's such a beautiful plant. But so far there are so many hybrids of Hoya callistophila, and actually both Urosh and also Gerda wanted to give me one. And Gerda actually gave me a Hoya kalimantan, which is not callistophila technically, but it's such a beautiful specimen and so similar to the Hoya callistophila. And actually right now it has a peduncle. I won't show it right now. I wanna have something, more juicy before I show it. Plus it's not a callistophila technically. And Urosh actually gave me Hoya callistophila hybrid. Wait 1 second, I will look for the exact name. Hoya callistophila lemonade. Very fun name, right? Actually propagated it. It was one leaf cutting with extremely long stem, slash like mustache as they call them. And what I decided to do, I actually cut it a couple weeks ago to propagate it. And once again, the like main plant is left with one leaf. And the other two leaves that grew in my care right now are actually propagated in this prop box. And look at them so far. Oh my gosh, look at those roots. This is a baby leaf that I'm talking about. This is one of those cuttings. I do not want to disturb them too much. But as you can tell, we're doing flipping great. So very soon, I think I'm gonna be reporting them together with the mama plant. This is the top cutting that have a little leaf as well. And more of the roots. Technically it's just one root, but it also have a lot of like aerial roots. So we'll see where this will take us. But so far, this is a very happy plant in my care. It grew me 2 new leaves since when I unboxed it, so I wanna believe it's a win. Okay, this is the last plant I acquired from the wish list, and we have the other one that I still didn't, but I still wanna hope I will find. And this is Lophophora diffusa, which is the fluffiest cacti you can ever imagine existing. And this is just the cutest little snowball looking cactus that I am so wanna add to my wish list. I know there are so many similar cacti to this one. There's no specific reason like, oh my gosh, I'm just dying to get it. Just the fact that it looks so cute and fluffy and I would wanna cuddle it. Yep. Okay, and that concludes all of my wish list from the last year. So actually it turns out I have 6 plants out of 10. It feels wild because the wish list from before like from 2022, 21, I would always acquire like one or max two plants from the whole wish list. So right now to have like more than a half, it feels insane. It just feels insane. I just want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who made it happen, who made it possible, because without you guys, I would be sitting here with only Astrophytum from that list. And wow, that's eye-opening, right? Right now, let's move on to this year's wish list. And I wanna believe you're gonna enjoy this one so much because I have so much prepared. So let me move a bit closer to my, what do you think about my Christmas tree? This is actually a Norfolk pine, but it's so cute. Alright, we have space to include little videos of plants I'm gonna be talking about, so you'll have the whole idea what I'm talking about and what is making my mouth water so much. I'm this weirdo who whenever thinks about the plants I have the tendency to have watering mouth, which is kind of confusing when you think about it. Let's get to the wish list. I have them all right here in front of my face, so let's get straight to the business. And we're starting with a bang. For those people who love Hoyas, all Hoya heads unite. I would bet like my whole houseplant collection, every single Hoya head would love this Hoya. Like, write a comment if you are a Hoya head, even if you're not a Hoya head, if you would or not. I'm so curious. But I'm talking about Hoya carnosa madara. Let me just take a little moment. This is such a beautiful Hoya. This is just, wow, this makes me like, wow, not it. I wanna pass out whenever I think about it. I mean, the markings on the leaves, that variegation is so interesting and so unique. I mean, there are so many beautiful Hoyas in this world, like beautiful veinings, beautiful textures, beautiful leaf shapes. But this specific one just really stands out of all of them, I wanna believe. I mean, if we would not count those like small leaved Hoyas and stuff like that, who have like unique leaf shapes and all of that. This one, this color, this like ornaments on the leaves, this like, oh my gosh, the pattern is so beautiful. I have the screenshot of this Hoya from, I think, kind of February maybe, and during this time I was always on the look for one like locally. Of course it's not happening, it's a pretty, I wanna believe, rare Hoyas. I actually never seen it in any of other YouTubers videos, so I do wanna believe it's kind of rare. I did not do too much research. I don't want to give like false information and all of that. So take all of the information with a grain of salt, of course. But from my perspective, living in here in Eastern Europe, this is the plant that I have never seen before in person. And this is the one that I would love to have in my collection. I mean, look at this thing. This is insane. This is so beautiful, so unique, so different, and oh, plus it's carnosa. I wanna believe it should be easy, like on the easier side to take care of, which is like such a cool bonus to the plant. Yeah, I'm just like already flying to all of those pictures I have seen online. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. Alright, another one probably won't surprise any of you who are a bit longer on my channel. You know I love unique plants. I love the ones who look quirky and, you know, kind of out of shape and out of like Hobbit movies. And this time I did not add any specific variety, but like the whole group of plants that are Caudex plants. I wanna add more to my collection. I actually am staring at a couple of them myself. And actually I keep on struggling with them, but I wanna make them work in my collection. Okay, for example, I have this beautiful adenium, right? It seems okay. I unboxed it about over a month ago, maybe even more than a month ago, right? But what happens every single year for me, branches start to dry out and rot like this one. All of those Caudex people is there to call it like that. Those who know what the heck is happening, please help me in the comments. I want to make this plant like alive. I do not want to lose it. And one specific branch, for some damn reason, no pests, no anything, just started to dry out. Like, first of all, it started to throw off all of the leaves, and later on it just started to get darker, wrinklier, and it's dead. You know what? Maybe let me cut it. I'm afraid it's just spreading. Yikes. Oh my gosh. It was rotting. Maybe it's the watering problem. Maybe I overdone a bit. 1 second. I wanna cut that rot off. Okay, I did cut the rot off right now. I will want to add some cinnamon to it to prevent it, moving forward to this plant, but maybe it's watering problem. Let's chat about it in the comments. Anyhow, Caudex plants. I want more of those unique trees looking plants in my collection because I love to make fairy gardens. And of course, these are like the perfect plants to do so. Yeah, Caudex plants, hands down, probably one of my most favorite plants ever. Like throughout all of my houseplant collecting journey, Caudex plants always catch my attention, always have my love, and always have special part, special like little corner in my heart because they're so cool. It almost feels like they're plants from some kind of fairy tale, the ones that shouldn't be here. They should be like in books for kids and stuff like that. I love them so much. Anywho, moving on. Another one also won't be a specific one, but it's a little bit more specific. And I'm talking about variegated alocasias. I wanna acquire at least one of them, and there are so many different varieties right now. The ones that comes to my mind right now are probably Alocasia dragon scale that is variegated. That one are so cool. Or Alocasias mellow with variegation, or Alocasias poli/amazonicas. Oh my gosh, there are so many beautiful variegations. Some of them are yellow, some of them are white, some of them are pink. And to be honest, I do not have like specific one that I would love the most. Maybe probably those top 3 that came to my mind should be the top ones because they, saved in my brain, not like the other ones. So for example, Frydek is a cool one, but if I could choose between Frydek and an Alocasia mellow variegated one, of course I'm gonna choose mellow. Actually, lately I noticed that a lot of people have been on that strain. They're kind of a vibe right now, like a trend right now to have a variegated Alocasia. And I'm guilty for loving them as well. I want one, and honestly, I never seen one in person. I had a Frydek actually, but it reverted on me, and during one winter I killed it. I think it was from Uroš, and I'm so guilty of saying it out loud, but I can promise I tried my best to keep it alive. But yeah, it happened. I cannot do anything about it anymore, but oh my gosh. By the way, I ordered some plants. Actually, this is probably gonna be one of the biggest unboxings that I ordered myself. So I ordered 8 plants from one houseplant store out, like not in Lithuania, from another country, so I'm waiting for them to arrive. So maybe another video or the video after that one will be the unboxing of some cool plants. And this box will include Hoyas, Alocasias, cacti, succulents. I'm just excited. Ferns, oh my gosh, just subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I actually have this goal for 3 years in a row, which is so ridiculous to say out loud, but I have this goal to finally reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be so cool. I would probably pass out whenever I would see that number. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. You would make one girl somewhere in the world so flippin' happy. We would make some kind of celebration together and have a whole video of partying and stuff like that. So putting it out there. Anywho, moving on. Another one, this is one of 2 plants that actually was inspired by one of another houseplant YouTuber, and I'm talking about Wild Fern. All of you probably know Wild Fern. She's such a cool plant YouTuber, probably my favorite plant YouTuber, hands down. This girl, this Wild Fern, is so relatable and I just love her content, and yeah. Anyway, back to the plant. Sorry, fangirling right here, right? But, plants, right. Monkey tail cacti. This is a cacti that looks so cool. Actually, another plant YouTuber also have it, and she's my friend. I wish I had more plants. This is how her channel is called. Oh my goodness, she has the coolest monkey tail as well that always stands in her frame whenever she's filming videos. So whenever I see it, I'm always like, oh, I'm fangirling over it. It looks so cool. and I just already have the whole vision where I would plant it and grow it, you know, like in a head-shaped pot. Oh, this would be so awesome. But yeah, monkey tail. I do not have like I mean, I do have a preference. I would rather have a white spiked one than the yellow spiked one. I also would love probably a red tail cacti. So any kind of tail cacti this year would be so fun to find. I mean, they're so cool, and I love cacti so much. And this looks so unique and different, and I want it. I want it. Alright, another one. Another one is actually a Hoya, and this is a Hoya multiflora. And I know it probably shouldn't look for a lot of you like something crazy and interesting, but to be honest, this year's wishlist is not all about the rare plant, the crazy, you know, gems in the plant society. Nope. These are just the plants that really are talking to me, you know, the ones that really are catching my eyes lately, and this Hoya multiflora is so interesting. I mean, the leaves are so simple. They almost look like the simple leaves on our local trees, so nothing too crazy and too unique, right? But the blooms on it, I mean, a lot of people are calling this Hoya shooting star, and I understand why. Those blooms are so flipping cool, and I know so many people who are having this Hoya, like owning, saying that it's blooming non-stop. And this is probably one of those plants, which is such a rare occasion, but one of those plants that I would love to have for the blooms, more than for the foliage. But don't get me wrong, I love the foliage. I love how tree-like it looks. Once again, I love trees, so to have trees inside of my home, kind of fan, kind of big fan of it. Okay, another plant is actually a Monstera, and I'm planning to film a whole like Monstera collection in future, so maybe in a week or so, maybe in a couple weeks, probably in January. I have 10 different Monsteras, and this is the one that I still haven't and I would love to have, and I'm talking about Burl Marks Flame. Oh, whenever I think about it, the first person that comes to my mind is Hakuna La Planta, like Kevin, right? He has such a beautiful one, and whenever I go online to like Pinterest or Instagram and I see one of those, they always are so cool and unique. I mean, probably one of my most favorite houseplants are Monsteras deliciosas, to be exact. I actually even want a tattoo with Monstera deliciosa, so Monstera Burlmax Flame is actually so similar but also so different to it, and probably that's why I would really love it. At the same time, I think it's still kind of pricey, but also, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I keep on having my fingers crossed that maybe one year somebody will come to the plant swap with one of them and I will just, I don't know, sell my kidney for them. But whenever that happens, oh, I'll be there, you know. But yeah, this is, I mean, a lot of you probably already seen this Monstera. They are nothing like breaking the news in the houseplant community, but this is a plant on my list that I would love to have so much. Like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. They're so flipping cool. They probably would be the cool kid from the gang, you know, if you would look into Monstera, like family, genus, right, as a kid from some kind of classroom, the Burl Marks probably would be the cool one, like the edgy one. Alright, another one, once again, won't be a specific one, but I would love to like deep dive more into an orchid life, into orchid collection. To be specific, I actually would love to have more Phalaenopsis varieties. I actually have the specific one in mind. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name, but it has those beautiful... So you can hear Baloo having little zoomies in the back. I would love to have that silver-leaved Phalaenopsis. I actually never seen them in person, but it would be so cool to find one. And of course, I would love to go deeper into other orchids because I do have maybe 5-ish of orchids in my whole collection. And when you look like at the whole picture of my collection, it's kind of not that much. But there are also so many of them that I just love so much. For example, okay, I have this beautiful variegated Phalaenopsis. Whoop. Have this beautiful variegated Phalaenopsis, which probably for some of you wouldn't look like a lot, right? But I love it so much. I just love the shape of the leaves. I love how in your face it is. The other side of the leaves is so beautiful as well, and I'm not sure what it is, but I just love Phalaenopsis leaves and blooms, of course, like obviously. Actually, my whole love for houseplants started from cacti, and that was when I was a little kid. My mom used to have like maybe 50 or even maybe close to 100 cacti on all of our apartment windowsills, and we actually lived in a very small town called Švenčionėliai, so we did not have any houseplant stores in there, so all of her collection grew from simple grocery stores cacti that she could find, and whenever we would find one that we still do not have, it would always be like a little party time for us. I do remember it made us bond with my sister, with my mom together, going. Oh my gosh, right now when I'm thinking about it, we would go outside to the child's sandboxes in our yards, like we would live in apartment building area, and that's where we would dig up some sand to put into the cacti soil mix so it would be a little bit more sandy, and sometimes we would dig up some some cat poops. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Right now when I think about it, this was so ridiculous, but also right now it's so funny to just think about it and go back. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's definitely ridiculous. Oh, so yeah, so this was like my first love to plants. And then when we moved to Vilnius, I mean, most of her cacti were like lost in transit, let's just say. Some of them died, some of them were given to friends, like relatives and all of that. And slowly the love for cacti just died off. I mean, I became a teenager and I was more interested in boys than in plants, obviously, right? So it just died off. And then when I found Agnius and we started dating and we went to live for almost a year in his parents' home in United Kingdom, that's when my love for plants came back, because we were living in a very small room that was so gray and it was so boring, and I could not do anything to the walls because we were renting, of course. So I brought more colors by buying simple Phalaenopsis orchids from the grocery stores and adding that banks of colors, like those times. Anyway, sorry, oh my gosh, that was a little side note. Back to plants. Sorry. Okay, we have two more and I will leave you alone. Another one is actually another plant inspired by fern, and this time it's a variegated Thanksgiving cacti, or Schlumbergera. I would love one. Actually, I've never seen one in person, and I just have this feeling that, you have those simple plants like Phalaenopsis orchid, like those common plants, and then you find a variegated one when you are so used to see just plain ones for years. I have this like whoa, like whoa effect. So when I saw the variegated Thanksgiving cacti that I used to see like the plain one for so many years from the early childhood years, it was the same whoa effect. So I want it. I want that whoa in my home. It doesn't seem like the crazy plant to find. I actually saw one in Facebook group, but I was a bit too late and I did not snatch it, but still hope to find one, and I'm a bit afraid because I'm not that great with Christmas cacti / Thanksgiving cacti / Easter cacti. I'm still learning about them. I have two that actually are doing kind of okay, so maybe it's time I could, try the variegated one. Hopefully, yeah. And the last one, last but not least, is another Hoya. Oh my gosh, do you see a pattern here? Actually, there's probably no pattern. There are so many different plants, like, you're welcome for such a variety, wow. Another one is actually a Hoya Gunung Gading. Oh, I love this name, Gunung Gading. So interesting. And the plant itself is so interesting. I have seen so many pictures of this Hoya and so many videos of this Hoya, and it doesn't matter if they are sun stressed, if they are blooming, if they are not, and they are just in simple like green form without any stress. All of them are looking so beautiful. I just love those veins and that beautiful contrast. The leaf shape is so interesting. I mean, it's not like crazy unique, but the whole like package with the veining, with the colors, like changing colors, with the shape, and even the blooms that are so beautiful. I don't need more. I honestly do not need more. That's a beautiful heart. This is definitely one of those that whenever I hear about them, whenever I see one of the pics online, I'm like, yeah, you would look nice in my home. You would definitely be so cute and cool in my home. So this is the last heart that, I mean, of course, whoa, let me stop it right here. This is definitely not the last heart I would love in my home, in my like apartment, right? Of course, there are so many more, but this is the last on the list because I always try to put only 10 plants to make it a bit easier for myself. But there are so many more plants that I would love, guys. Oh my gosh, it's actually getting out of hand at the same time because I'm trying to be cautious about the plants I'm bringing to my home. Whenever I go houseplant shopping and I do not buy, for example, plants from, simple big box stores, the ones that are kind of common and all of that, some of you tend to get a little bit mad on me. Oh my gosh, why you have to be so picky, Svetlana? And I'm like, guys, I live in such a small apartment. I do not have enough grow lights for these plants. So the ones that I already have, I want to make them as happy as possible. Please ignore the puppy crying. The doors is closed and he wants out. So I want to make them as happy as possible, and that means I need to be mindful about the plants I'm bringing because the space issue is real. So please don't be mad on me. I mean, actually lately I've been going through my collection. I actually brought a couple to my office. So right now I do have some empty space for new plants, just to put it out there. It's it's a work in progress, okay? But yeah. Oh, I made it. These are all of the plants. These are some of the plants I would love to add to my collection in the upcoming year. Wish me luck. I hope once again this wishlist is gonna be as successful as the last one. And in the next year's wishlist, I'm gonna be showing you all of these cool plants in person, sharing my experiences with them and cool stories, how I received them, and all of that jazz. So subscribe for more plenty content. Like this video if you enjoyed this. Let's chat in the comments which one of these choices was the one that you would like to add to your wish list. What do you think about the ones I already have? And yeah, I think we're getting close to the end. This is already such a long video. Oh my gosh, this is way longer than I anticipated, so I'm really sorry about it. Let's get to the last part of the video and I will leave you alone. So if you're new to my channel, I know I have some new people here. I actually, in every single video, have a language lesson for my plenty lovers out there, because I do speak 4 languages, kind of, like more 3.5. English is my 3rd language, not my 1st one. Probably you can hear from my accent, right? I'm Russian, by the way, who lives in Lithuania. I mean, technically I'm Russian, but I am born and raised in Lithuania. So I feel like Lithuanian. I was never in Russia in my life, so I'm way more closer to my Lithuanian roots than to my Russian roots. But also speak Polish because my parents used to have a lot of Polish friends, and we would, I would be in that environment of people speaking Polish, so I still have some memory of that language. I don't use it that often. And of course I speak English because that's what I learned in school. Go to school, kids. Anywho, let me teach you a language lesson. And since we have this beautiful Christmas tree, I actually had this. At first I thought that this is gonna be like just a cute decoration, but then my fiance actually said it's kind of cool. Let's just keep it as a Christmas tree this year. So it is our official Christmas tree this year, and I bought these cool looking stars from a big box store. I have a full video of me buying this plant and decorating it and all of that, of course, on my channel. But the fun part is that when I was buying those decorations, those stars right here, right, they're actually made from latex. And the first idea that came to my mind, they reminded me of Grinch. You know, the movie of Grinch with Jim Carrey, one of my favorite childhood movies. So the shape of those stars and the whole vibe of this tree are so Grinch for me, right? Because it's so quirky, and I don't know, I even went for those like classic shaped lights. Of course I would love them to be colorful this time, but yeah, this is definitely a Grinch tree. But then as I was looking into that latex stars, I noticed that it might have some street vibes. Just saying. I even have had like a story on my Instagram, shameless plug, go ahead and follow me there, asking people which one you seeing more, like Grinch or Star. And actually somebody said the other choice than a Grinch. Language lesson. Let's, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my mind always going way more quicker than my tongue. So, language lesson. I want to teach you how to say a star in Lithuanian, in Russian, and in Polish. If you want to say a star in Lithuanian, you need to say žvaigždė. Once again, žvaigždė. And if you want to say star in Russian, you need to say звезда. Once again, звезда. And if you want to say star in Polish, you need to say gwiazda. Once again, gwiazda. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you will have a wonderful start of the week. Hope the stress time right now for you isn't so stressful as it could be. Like, fingers crossed, because I do understand that side of the, celebrations and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one.